1, 1, 2. Check me out right here, yo.
Mic check, mic check. What's kicking, family? This is Mr. Batch of the BBC, the Big Blue Commission. I only had a half a cup of coffee this morning. Half a cup. Normally, by the time I get ready to do my vids, I've normally got 2 cups of Joe in me, and I'm just wired for sound. Football Friday, the BBC edition, the Big Blue Commission for the G-Man. And who do we have on tap this weekend? The Scarehawks. The Seattle Seahawks. But before we get to that, for our Big Blue compadres out there, today's daily news, Vacchiano talking about Justin Tuck and the stinger that he's got. You know, for us, it would be great for Tuck to be on the field all the time. He suffered the injury preseason versus the Jets. It's been lingering off and on. He does not make that as an excuse to not be on the field. He's a stand-up guy, and he'll get out there whenever he can, and he's not going to use that as a crutch. He's the captain of the team and of the defense. So it's kind of that kid glove type deal that they're dealing with his injury and see what best procedure to follow in order to make sure he's healthy enough to get on the field. But it's been an on again, off again thing, and in this article he talks about how he's dealing with the pain, and he wants to get on the field, and we would love for him to get on the field. One thing he did mention was that in the 2 games against the Rams and the Eagles, he did mention that they grabbed his face mask and tried to wrench the head so that he could aggravate it. So he's going to go with a different face mask with smaller indentations for them to get their hands in. And he said the referees, they missed it. It's like when they miss pass interference, holding, and stuff like that. It's part of the game, and he's not using any of that as an excuse. He's just going to be prepared for it. So, that issue with the neck and the groin and everything. And then also the ground game with Brandon Jacobs. Brandon Jacobs did not take part in the full practice. Normally when you take part in the practice on Thursday, you're going to be in the game on Sunday, because that's when they go through various components of the game plan and get that instituted for Sunday. So that, he's a little iffy. He's only played 16 games twice in his career as a Giant, and it's been an up and down thing. That's why I'm glad that we've got this tandem thing. I would prefer to have an every down running back, but in today's day and age of the long season, the game scheduling and as such, you got to have for us at least, we have a multifaceted running back attack. And like I had said in a previous video before, I prefer the ground game. Speaking of ground game, I'm going to digress a minute now. Stay with me. Watching SportsCenter, watching ESPN this morning, they had talked about Frank Gore and his question that was answered. The question was asked for him by Skip Bayless about the Eagle game, and Frank Gore said the Eagles gave up. Ooh, it's a tough week for the Eagles. They can wind up 1-4. Frank Gore gored him, ran all over him. I mean, this dream team thing is going to take a minute for you to gel. You should have never said that, Vince Young. You got that moniker hung on him. Then you got Michael Vick, and complained about the rush. Tom Jackson said on ESPN, if you start talking about and looking for the rush, you're going to suffer your game. Your game's going to suffer. So you all know who I'm pulling for on Sunday in the Bills-Eagles game. Now let's get back. Sorry, I had to put that in there. So all I've been hearing the whole off season, Dream Team this, Dream Team that. Who's sitting on top of the NFC East? Now, let's get back. I'm sorry, I gotta kick that in there. You know, you get enough gruff, you get enough stuff coming at you. You know, all the squawking, squawking from all these people out here. Cowboys haven't been squawking yet. I'm waiting for them. Tony Romo, great, 1 playoff win. Wow. What did my man say? I think it was Evil Rubber Ducky. My man said, you know, they were saying that he was better than Danny White, but Rubber Ducky was right. Danny White got them to the conference game. Woo, woo, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have to take advantage while I can, because, you know, if it was the other way around, well, regardless of the other way around, they still keep coming at you. So, let's end Mr. Batch continue. Alright, we've got the Seahawks coming up on Sunday. Now, here I got my daily news. I always scour, read what's going on, and stay abreast and be online and stuff like that. But I like to kick back with my coffee and have my Better's Guide. I had to have a cup of coffee because this morning I had some green tea with some superfruit in it and some cake left over from my birthday yesterday. Hanging out at TGI Fridays, kicking back while watching the Yankee game. That's in another video. Alright, what we got here inside the matchups, inside the Daily News with Sean Brennan. Okay, he says Eli Manning, 25 interception season last year, has not thrown a pick in 90 straight attempts, the longest streak in the league. Talk about Eli now. Let's hear you. How does Hogan do it? Can't hear y'all. Okay, Mr. Batch continues. What else we got in here in this article? Okay. He has the NFL's top passer rating in the fourth quarter, 139.5. That's right. That's when he does his best work. Right, Arizona? Speaking of Arizona, Victor Cruz says from now on, whenever he's in the 2-minute drill, he will no longer place that ball on the rug. He will run up and hand it to the referee, whether he's 10 yards out of bounds, anywhere. Anytime he's inside the 2-minute drill, he's going to get up and give it to the ref. So there'll be no questions about it. Alright, furthermore in this matchup here. Alrighty then. Seattle has lost last 6 road games and 9 straight in the East since knocking off Philly December 2nd, 2007. The Giants have beaten down the Seahawks by a combined 72 points in their last 2 meetings. Wow. It does reaffirm that my belief that we are going to win this game and be 4 wins and 1 loss, sitting atop the NFC East. And on that note, well, not on that note yet. Let me say one more thing concerning our running game. Even though Brandon Jenkins is probably not going to play, we should do pretty well. In order to make sure that Eli's passer rating stays up that high, we need to get to a point where our ground game is doing what it needs. Now, going forward, these next couple of games going into the bye week that we're going to be having in a couple of weeks, I think that we're going to be consistent in our ground game, and Eli will be able to still be at the controls and the 2-minute drills and operate efficiently in the fourth quarter. Seattle, we're going to take care of, we're going to run, we're going to pass, the defense is going to eat you up. Who's your quarterback? Tavares Jackson. Tavares Jackson probably looks like a better answer for the Minnesota, because Minnesota is one of 3 teams in the Andrew Luck sweepstakes. What do we got? Kansas City, Miami, Minnesota. There might be another team in the Andrew Luck sweepstakes. That's what I call it. You know, that's a couple of prognosticators. But the point spread is 10, over under is 43. And I believe the Giants will cover the 10-point spread against the Seahawks this weekend. This is Mr. Batch for the BBC.